It should be. You never know. Never know. I never know until you confirm it to me. So please let me know. Oh yes, Kanpei. Thank you for confirming. We're live. We're here in front of Kichijoji station. This is Triathlon T speaking. I biked here again. It was a 15-kilometer bike ride from my place. So let's see how well my legs will hold up. But it was a very nice bike ride, so I think it will be fine. And I had a little 30-minute break now before the stream. Had a cup of coffee, had a sandwich. And I'm pretty sure that last time we came from this direction and we should walk this way today. But just to be extra sure, let me confirm that with the map and the GPS, because I don't want to make the same mistake as I did on my last walk when I walked in the wrong direction for like 20 minutes, which was very unfortunate. So let me see. Let me just bring up the Chuo line map. So here we go. Here's the Chuo line. Here's Tokyo. We walk all the way to here, and we came from this direction, and we should therefore be heading this way, and the GPS is agreeing with me, so I think we should be safe. Great. Morning coffee. Thank you, Vidya. Thank you for that. Very nice of you to start the day with the super chat. I appreciate it. Oh, I actually forgot one thing, damn it. I thought I prepared well. I calibrated the gimbal, I set up everything, but I forgot to take out my camera, which is very nice to have hanging around my neck, especially since I will pass a nice little corner here in Kichijoji now. The Harmonica Yokocho, which is a nice little drinking alley. So let me just dig out my trusty old Rico and put that around my neck so that I'm fully equipped for today's adventure. Also, I hope the mic is holding up as it should. Let me know if it is. Let me know if you hear me well. Someone said the new mic is a little bit quiet. Is that the case? If so, I'll see if I can adjust the settings somehow, or I just need to speak a little bit louder maybe, who knows. But yeah, this place is actually very nice at night. It's very super quiet now in the daytime, but there's a really nice little bar alley area here in Kichijoji called Harmonica Yokocho, which, yeah, I haven't had a drink here in I don't know how many years, but I have a few very good memories from this area. Video Information Center, I wonder what that means. Also, I noticed that my mic is touching the strap of the camera. Let me know if you hear that. If there's any annoying sounds, let me know and I will try to adjust them. Also, it's pretty windy today, but I don't think that should be a problem. Good to see so many familiar viewers in the chat already. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you're looking forward to this adventure. Let's see how far we can make it today. So I do try to keep a roughly 10 kilometer per walk pace when I do these train line walks, which in this case, let me see. Let me see where that would take us. So We are now at Kichijoji, which is 22 kilometers from Tokyo, meaning that I haven't really kept that 10 kilometer per episode walk or pace very well. But maybe we can make it to Kokubunji. That would be nice. That's almost 10 kilometers from here. The thing is though, that yeah, 10 kilometers on the Chuo line means actually a bit more in terms of how far I have to walk, because I don't walk exactly the same route as the train. The train goes in a perfectly straight line, and for most of the time I'm not able to walk like that. But we shall see. We shall see. My ambition is to walk for about 2 hours today. The mic sounds just right. What I've noticed is that the first time you used the sound of wind wasn't noticeable, but now we can hear it. Huh, that's strange. That's strange, but maybe it depends on how strong the wind is. I don't know. On the last episode as well, Kichijoji is a very nice residential area, in my opinion. I like it very much. I would actually love to live here sometime. I think I would be quite happy living here. It has really, it's quite a big station. There's really a lot of things going on there. There's huge shortened guys, and also lots of other nice side streets around the station with yeah, lots of shops, lots of things to do. There's a nearby park, Higashi-Koganei, which is very nice. It's a little bit far maybe from central Tokyo. I don't know how long it takes with the Chuo line. Maybe like to Shinjuku is probably like 20-25 minutes. Not super close, but not too far either. And as I know that many of you are curious, the weather today is quite cloudy, as you can see. It's currently 19 degrees. We'll go up to 21. It's not humid. So yeah, it's a very... this is interesting. Yeah, it's very, very comfortable walking weather, I would say. Why is this guy wearing what he's wearing? Interesting. Probably to get our attention. Sorry, I didn't see Brad Ward not feeling well. Sorry to hear that. Let's see what you were saying. Oh, COVID. Oh no! Sorry to hear that, Brad. Hope you will recover quickly. But COVID is still very much a thing, and quite unpleasant. It's been a while. I haven't had it for some time now, thank God. But yeah, I've had friends who've been sick quite recently, and it's not a joke. Oh, what's this? Looks like a little gallery. Looks like it could be the entrance to the Ghibli Museum or something. It's not. It's not even related. Tea stand, it says. Right? Yeah, lots of shops around here, so I guess all the shop staff are heading to work right now. Kichijoji or Mitaka. So we're in Kichijoji now, and I'm heading towards Mitaka, I guess. Mitaka is further out, a few stops further out, yeah. The next, Mitaka is the next stop. So, let's see. We are continuing from Kichijoji, so on our way towards Mitaka. 10 minutes in and we already passed 100 viewers. That's good. I guess it's still weekend in US, so that usually means that people have time to watch. We have a coffee break later. We'll see. We'll see. I already had 2 cups today. One at home when I had breakfast, and then another one when I arrived after my 15-kilometer bike ride to Kichijoji. So I just had like a kind of second breakfast here. Coffee and a sandwich. But if we bump into a nice little coffee shop that I want to try, I might do that, but it's not a must. Oh, cute little park here with lots of kids, lots of local kindergarten kids out here playing, I guess. Oh, Haladonuts, that's a chain. They have a shop in Shimokitazawa as well. Oh, this actually looks like a nice little coffee shop here. Light up coffee. Up to 500, yeah. A place like that is kind of tempting. It was completely empty as well, but it's a little bit too soon for a coffee break. A little bit too soon for that. What's this? A coffee shop or hair salon? That's a common question. That was a hair salon. There are so many hair salons that look like they could be super nice coffee shops, but then they just turn out to be a hair salon. They have a similar kind of design aesthetic here in Japan often. So actually this road is very nice, but it is kind of taking further away from the train tracks, so I should walk down a few blocks this way so I can stay a little bit closer to them instead. Too much caffeine. Oh, unfortunately I very much can. Is your stay in Japan permanent now? Well, it's as permanent as it was last time. Right now we don't have any plans to move, but who knows what will happen in the future. planning to retire in Japan. I'm not ruling it out, but we'll see. But for now, Japan is a good place for both me and my wife, and also my daughter. We had a nice little weekend trip, by the way. We went to Mount Fuji, Kawaguchiko, stayed there one night at a ryokan. We got treated to some really nice views yesterday. It was very clear, or like it was actually cloudy, but not so cloudy between us and Mount Fuji, so we could see the mountain very well, but it was not on a backdrop of blue sky. But it was nice. That's like the only place. We went there by car. That's like the only place where it feels like it makes sense to go by car. So I can show you, I guess I can show you this. Just a moment. I'll just cross this street first. So here's a little shot of Mini Explorer and Mount Fuji in the background. That was from yesterday. So it was nice. We had a good time, mostly. Mini Explorer dress reveal. Young, slightly artsy crowd. Kind of similar crowd as Shimokitazawa, I would say, but Kichijoji is much bigger and a bit more varied. Also quite family friendly. It's a mini lady. Yeah, she's turning 5 soon. So I guess that takes her into lady territory. A good time picking up seashells by the lake shore. Wow. Traffic light never changes, huh? No, sorry, that dress was not made by my wife. Just purchased somewhere. Now I can see the train tracks over there. What brought your family back to Japan from Sweden? I talked a lot about that in the first live stream I did when we came back in the middle of February. So rather than repeating all that, I recommend that you check out that live stream, especially the beer break in that live stream where I talk a lot about it. But the short version is that we have a much more comfortable and better life in so many ways here in Japan, especially when it comes to work. That both me and my wife can make a good living from our photography, which turned out to be very, very difficult in Sweden. So that's a big thing. I would say. If you could choose, would you prefer Kichijoji or Tamagawa to live? Good question. If someone offered us, like, here's like a similar apartment that what you have now, but in Kichijoji, you can swap. I would be quite tempted to try. But I'm not sure because my wife's family is in Tamagawa as well, and I'm not sure right now it would be possible for us to move away further because of family reasons. So not sure, but if it was just on my personal opinion that mattered, yeah, then I would be happy to try Kichijoji for a while. Specifically more difficult for photography in Sweden? The type of photography, the business we have, which is mostly portrait photography, but I also do quite a bit of commercial photography. Like we're both established here and have a stable flow of requests coming. But starting from zero in Sweden was very difficult, and the competition there is quite challenging. So that's the thing. The demand is much smaller, and one benefit we have here in Japan is that, you know, both me and my wife, we primarily target English-speaking customers, which kind of sets us apart from all the probably thousands of other photographers in Tokyo. Most of them are only promoting their services towards a Japanese audience, and you have the language barrier, whereas in Sweden, like every photographer in Sweden speaks English, meaning that in terms of numbers, we probably have way more competitors in Stockholm than we do here in Tokyo. But yeah, also, I mean, I've been doing this for well over 10 years now, and I'm quite established here, so people know that I'm here. I get a lot of people, like past clients, recommending me to others, which means a lot. So yeah, in Sweden both of us are completely unknown, so that's difficult. Plus also another big factor is that the economy in Sweden, and I think most of Europe, is pretty bad right now. It's not great here in Japan either, but I feel that it's better here than in Sweden right now. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. Yari is sleepy. Just curious, have you ever crossed paths with Japan Explorer? No, I have not. It bothers me a little bit that his channel has a name so similar to mine, and people always confuse us, because I think the type of videos we make is very different. What's this? Stayful Life Store. Coffee. Yeah, we've probably been on the same street at some point, maybe some like Halloween stream or something. But yeah, I don't know him. I would not recognize him if I bumped into him. Train tracks are down there. No, not yet. We need to move a few more blocks this way and then we will reach Mitaka station. Here, get closer to the train tracks. Looks like it might be a Shotengai or something here. Do you know what the kanji on the ground of the street says? On the ground of the street? You mean this? This says tomare, which means stop. Why? You missed 80% of the walk? I just started, or not just started, but half an hour ago. So you haven't missed that much, even if you just joined. First stop for today. Meaning that we walked just 1.5 kilometers so far. Actually now the stations are pretty close to each other. It's just like, yeah, less than 2k between them. In central Tokyo, the Chuo line skips quite a lot of stops, but not once we get a little bit further out. It's stopping much more frequently. Oh, good morning, Book. Good morning. Book, your name be okay. That means hon, book in Swedish. Did you know that? Now you do. Station here. Musashi-Sakai, another 1.6 kilometer to the west. So we just passed the half-hour mark. Battery is currently at 80%, so we lost 20% in a half an hour. That's pretty good. Today I restarted the phone before starting today's walk, and of course I started with a fully charged battery. So battery life is kind of feels like it's varies a lot from between the walks. 20% in half an hour, that's pretty good. That kind of drainage is what I want to see. Tiny river here. I wonder if it could be Tamagawa-Josui, long canal that runs. Oh, let's do a little TE dash here. Waiting at traffic lights is so boring. So train tracks are down there. Let's continue here next to the greenery instead. Will we detour to the Ghibli Museum? No, sorry. I already passed there. That's kind of like on the opposite side of Inokashira Park. So it's actually quite far from Kichijoji station. So sorry. But I actually passed there on my bike ride this morning. I think they were not open yet, but there was a long queue of people waiting to get inside. It's still a very popular place, apparently. And I keep hearing that people are struggling to buy tickets for it. Train tracks down there, meaning that we're still on the right track. Hello, David. Beautiful streets. Yeah, one of the things that I enjoy about the Chuo line walk is that once you get a little bit further out, it gets very, very green. Still around here, Mitaka is quite urban, but especially like after passing Tachikawa, there's a lot of greenery, which is very nice. And what else? The pew pew addicts. Okay then, sorry. I know some of you really enjoy the sounds of Japanese traffic lights. Let's continue this way. Hello, Tesco. Good to see you here today. Here I think we need to leave this greenway, because again, continuing this way would just take us further and further away from the train tracks. So instead I should head this direction. This looks like a pretty nice street too, with lots of trees. 50 viewers now. Thanks everybody for tuning in. For those of you who are new, we started today's walk at Kichijoji station. We just passed Mitaka a few minutes ago, and we are now on our way to Musashi-Sakai station on the Chuo line, which is a train line, one of the most important train lines for the western suburbs of Tokyo. This is the third time I'm walking this entire train line. It's about 50 kilometers total from Tokyo to Takao. The train line actually extends even further than that, but unfortunately walking any further than Takao is not really realistic for me. But yeah, last time was 2 years ago. It's one of my favorite train line walks of the ones I've done. That's why I keep doing this over and over again. Here we have some hatake, some vegetables being grown. I wonder if those are also sold somewhere around here. As we get further and further away from the central parts of Tokyo, this will become a more familiar sight. Hello Joseph, good to see you here. This looks like a pretty big plot of unused land. So, looks like what? I'm trying to decipher this. They are building some sort of storefront or like for shop use, it seems, but it doesn't look like construction has progressed very far. Lots of hatake around here. Hatake. What do you say in English? Fields. Sign used a lot of kind of this old kanji. Is this Takao? I said Mount Takao. Well, this is not Takao, but that's where this series will end, yes, close to Mount Takao. Look of this water tower. That water tower kind of implies that there might be a nice danchi nearby because it has the same design as a lot of the danchi. Danchi is like the kind of public housing blocks, and that design of water tower is often seen next to big danchi complexes. forward to you going up Mount Takao. Well, in this series I probably won't climb Mount Takao, but there are a few. I already have a few videos on my channel where I do that. So yeah, if you don't want to wait, you can check those out. But this series is more about walking the train line all the way to Mount Takao. Not so much about actually climbing Mount Takao, but who knows? Once I get there, I might also do a little climb of the mountain. I'm not ruling that out. Train tracks over there, and there is indeed some nice danchi here. Yeah, Takao. I haven't been to Takao since I came back to Japan a few months ago, and it is one of my favorite kind of mini day trips to do. Whenever I feel I need to escape Tokyo, Mount Takao is always a good choice. But I really don't want to go there on weekends because it's just too crowded on weekends. Oh, looks like I can go through here. Nice. Ah, sorry, I didn't really notice that playground, but it was not sad. It was very green and no big streets. Look, this is a very typical view, like the danchi and the water tower. This is pretty much what I expected. Just from seeing that water tower, I knew that there would be something like this here. Chuo line train, or two, one in each direction actually. Good. We're not lost. We've been walking for 45 minutes now. And I think we have Musashi-Sakai station just a little bit further down here. Another 500 meters perhaps. Should be there. Chuo line connect to Yamanote? Not connect as in the same train starts running along the Yamanote line, but you can change to Yamanote at several stations, for example Shinjuku or Tokyo Station. Maybe those are the only ones. Oh, Kanda as well. Kanda, Tokyo Station and Shinjuku are both served by Chuo line. park here. 24 hours, 800 yen. Walked for 47 minutes, 3.5 kilometers. Current heart rate 100 bpm. Interesting for you to know, I guess. So like I said, I did a almost hour-long bike ride just before this walk. Getting some pretty good exercise from doing this. Hello from Canada. Hello Katie. Good to see some Canadians in the chat. In good shape. My belly is still quite a bit too big for my liking, but at least I'm trying to do something about it. Oh, this building looks like it could fall down, collapse in the next earthquake. Brandon asks, have you ever considered doing the Sakura tramline walk? Yes, I've actually done that. I did it a couple of years ago. I think it took me two episodes to cover the entire line. But it would be nice to do it again. It's been a while now, and it's a good walk. It's a fun, like, it takes me through some parts of central Tokyo where I hardly ever go, which makes it kind of a bit exotic and quite enjoyable. So it's definitely something I can see myself doing again. I think it would be kind of cool to do all the metro lines. I've done a few, but not all of them, and it would be kind of nice to knock them all down, to strike that off my bucket list. Like walk all the subway lines in all of Tokyo. That would be a pretty cool thing to say. I think the Uedo line, which I haven't walked yet. I think that's the longest subway line in all of Japan. So that would be quite interesting. I've done... which lines have I done? I think I've done Chiyoda line, Marunouchi line, Hanzomon line, Ginza line. That's it, kinda. Maybe Hibiya line? Don't remember. Did I do Hibiya line? Maybe it was Hibiya line, not Chiyoda line. Not sure. Anyway, I think we have Musashi-Sakai station just around the corner. Been walking for 50 minutes now. 70% battery left, which is pretty good battery power today. Sounds like I could almost make this a 3-hour walk if I wanted. Not sure if I have the stamina for that, but so I have a second channel, Train Explorer. Yeah, and I guess after doing live streams from all the train lines, then I need to record 4K videos of myself doing them as well. Musashi-Sakai station. Oh, Saber line also stops here. I did not know that. I don't travel much with Saber line. It's both Saber line and JR line. A nice little station area. This building looks pretty cool. I wonder what this is. Looks like it could be a library. Let's check it out. Entrance over here. Musashi-Sakai. It really looks like it's, yeah, pretty sure it's a library, and maybe a little bit of other things as well, like some sort of community center. Pretty cool. Yeah, very nice. I often complain of the libraries here in Japan because many of them are really kind of old and a bit boring. Like in Sweden, basically they really put a lot of energy and resources into libraries. They're considered a quite important part of the public services. Haven't really found any library in Tokyo that's, like, I don't know, as good as I think Tokyo deserves. But if anyone knows any nice libraries in Tokyo, please let me know. Not sure if we can get through here, so instead I will continue this way. So next stop will be Koganei. Higashi-Koganei, also 1.7 kilometers. Hovering around 160 viewers today. Haven't been to the library for years, Jari. I see. When we were in Sweden, we went a lot. That was like one of the few things we could do on a rainy day in the town where we live. And, at least there was enough things to do to keep my daughter entertained. Reading books, they had a little play corner, cafe, some exhibition space as well. my feeling here in Japan is that in many cases the bookstores take kind of the role of libraries. There are some very nice bookstores in Tokyo, and you're even allowed to read some of the books and magazines in the bookstores here. Like if you do that in Sweden, they would get mad at you, but here they don't seem to care too much. Hey Nick Boss, thanks for joining. Sounds windy. Yeah, it was a bit of wind. Could you hear it? My mic maybe wasn't able to shield it out. This Musashi-Sakai area before. The local neighborhood feels calm. No, I don't think so. I think I usually walk on this side of the train tracks, but this side is quite boring. So let's go back to that side. This looks like a nice old kura storehouse. Warehouse. Where is this? Yeah, this is probably just someone's home. It kind of looks like that someone doesn't want the visitors. Hello Eugene, cheers from Indonesia. Hello, thanks for tuning in. Bike park is only 100 yen for 12 hours. That's cheap. That's cheap. The one I parked my bike in Kichijoji was 150 yen for 10 hours. For an hour, exactly. Almost 5 kilometers. For 12 hours bike parking is cheap for Japan, but as a Swede I think bike parking should be free, because promoting bicycling is good for the public health, which is a pretty strong reason to do so. Look at this cute little shrine. This kind of looks interesting too. Das ist sehr billig in German. Ja, das ist ja sehr billig. You like bicycling? I do, yeah. I biked 15 kilometers today. I'm gonna bike another 15 to get back home. really enjoy biking. It's very nice, especially on my electric bike. And not even uphills are too demanding. It's still good exercise though. So yeah, I really enjoy it. When the weather is right, of course. It's not so nice when it's raining. I would say biking is probably my favorite means of transportation. Biking, and then second place, riding a train. Yeah, Eugene, I hope you can visit Japan too. Have you been here before? It's good exercise for the legs, yeah. Yeah, I think my legs is the only part on me that's actually relatively well trained. Ah, here we have some train tracks that looks like it's probably that Seibu line, because Chuo line is over there. Then we have just one lane train tracks. Maybe it's that there is some pretty minor little Seibu line which I think connects to Fuchu from here. That must be the one. Electric bikes don't count as bicycling. I think they do. And I think if you would ride 15 kilometers on one, you might change your mind and agree with me, Brandon. Basically, the at least on mine, it helps when like the speed is low, but as soon as you get up into higher speeds, then the assist kicks doesn't really do anything. So I was having train inbound. I guess we should wait here and take a look at what this little minor train line might look like. In the meantime, I will take another look at the map and see where are we now. We're getting closer to Higashi-Koganei, slowly but surely. Something coming here. Yeah, it was a pretty short train, only 3 cars, as expected. Let me take a look at the map here, because I'm not sure if I can actually walk this way. Yeah, it's a dead end coming up. Oh, some interesting cones here. Too bad Ray isn't with us. So, I'm heading this way. Here's a playground under the train tracks, but this one is not so sad. I like that it's actually made out of wood. A lot of these playground things are usually made by plastic here in Japan. It's nice to see that they're using wood sometimes. I would not feel bad. And look, it's a little train themed play area as well, so I wouldn't be too ashamed to let my daughter play here. Musashi no... I can't read that third kanji. What else are you saying? AT, have you been to any local ramen stalls? That's a kind of an odd question. Local ramen stalls. I've been to plenty of, I mean, I lived in Japan for 17 years. I've had ramen many times. And in a lot of local shops, yes. Oh, thank you, Brandon. Konbini Kohi Fund. Thank you. Thank you. Of the Chuo line is indeed also a little bit boring, this part. There's not too much exciting stuff going on. It gets... The good part really, I would say, starts after passing Takao. That's the part I like the most. There's another big playground. Oh, hey Clay, good to see you here. Koi to biru nomimasu. Guarantee, who knows? Lol. Nomu kana? Coffee nomu kana? でも実はね、ちょっとトイレ行きたいんです。I actually need to pee. So right now, drinking something is not on top of my priority list. Oh, thank you, book. Coffee time soon. Okay. Well, now I had 2 super chats asking me to drink something. Let's see if I can find a little restroom where I can do a little quick toilet break. Then I can have something to drink. We are getting closer to Koganei. Higashi-Koganei, that is. Be coffee. You can try the dashi vending machine too. I'm not sure that I'm craving a bottle of dashi right now. Oh, here's a cool little driving school. I like all the palm trees. Gives it a bit of an exotic vibe. Screen? Really? But the chat is still working. little bit of Okinawa かな。Some gallery. Yeah, I think I remember this area. Lots of small shops. Here under the train tracks. It's like when they do this. I don't remember it being this many shops. I think there was a toilet somewhere here. Let me do a little toilet break. So the screen will go black for a little while, and so will the sound. But I'll be back in a minute. Please be patient, okay? See you guys soon. If I can just remember how I can switch off the camera. There we go. Okay. Okay. I'm having zero luck finding restroom. Life is hard sometimes. Okay, that was a relief. Okay, I'm back. So I got to borrow the bathroom. I thought there was like that there would be a public one, but there wasn't. So they kind of unlocked the door for me, and then I wanted to buy a coffee as a thank you because it looked like it was actually a nice little coffee shop. But then it turned out that today they were not in business, so I couldn't do that as a thank you. So that's very unfortunate. But anyway, that was a relief. I needed that. So battery is down to 50%. Now I think I can actually walk for another hour or so. But let's do a coffee break. Let's see if we can find a nice little place with a coffee and do a little coffee break. So let me see. Yeah, there we go. We lost like 40 viewers during that 3-minute toilet break, but Shoganai, I know that YouTube watchers are a very impatient kind. I'm sure they will be back sooner or later. Michael getting a new EV. That must be exciting. I've never experienced buying a new car, but I can imagine that if you're the kind of person who appreciates car, getting a new car must be super exciting. Under 10 meters to Higashi-Koganei. We already passed Musashi-Sakai 1.3 kilometers ago. Yes, Nikos, I kind of agree with that statement. Hope you're not getting a Tesla. Didn't go for a year. I took the Chuo line many times. Yeah. Kokubunji? That's a pretty far. That's a pretty long journey. How long does it take to go all the way from Kokubunji to Shinjuku with the Chuo line? Some sort of new 20-story high-rise here. And it says that the station area is being redeveloped. So I guess this is kind of the view that you can expect. This is the building there popping up, and then you see like Tokyo. Yeah, the view from the higher floors must be pretty nice. And it's 1 minute from the station, which is of course a very strong selling point. Only about 90 minutes on the limited express. Okay, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. New apartment building, yes. Higashi-Koganei station, yay! So this is the third stop we're passing today. We walked 6.3 kilometers, 83 minutes so far. Well, that looks like a nice little Shoten-gai as well. I'm not gonna go there. Bees buzzing. It wasn't. It was the construction site that made that sound, but I can understand that maybe it sounded a bit like bees buzzing. Next stop is Musashi-Koganei, and then after that, what do we have? Kokubunji. Kokubunji is another 4 kilometers from here. I think that might be a good place to wrap up today's walk, maybe. Would mean that we cover about 9 kilometers of the Chuo line on this walk. Back in the clay, I think we're back. I hope we're back. We should have been back for a long time ago. Mic setups and make tools sound strange. Let's see. Let's cross. I think this side of the train tracks is maybe a little bit more interesting. No, that's a dead end. This supermarket, Peacock. Yeah, I think that was a new under the tracks mall. Olive. I think so. Don't remember seeing it last time I walked the Chuo line. Can get through here. Just hit the land, possibly. I'm at a parking now. I hope I can get out. I'm not sure. You might be stuck on this parking forever. Unless there's a little gap somewhere here. Oh. looks like an overgrown gate, but no, sanden. Can't get through here, can't get through there. There is a street here which I could take, but I need to get out of this parking first, which seems to be easier said than done. There's no opening anywhere here. Huh. Here. I think I can get through here. Looks like it. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, we were trapped for a brief moment. Trapped on a supermarket parking in the western suburbs of Tokyo. But we made it. We made it. Yeah, what would I tell Minnie? Well, I still have 4 hours until I need to pick her up. So hopefully. Is this a kindergarten? Looks like it. Looks like a pretty nice one too. Ooh, this bike lane does not look terribly tight. I guess I'll just have to walk here instead. Achievement unlocked. Escape from a complicated, sophisticated parking lot. Yeah, that's indeed that felt like a good achievement. There's more buildings here under the train tracks, so who knows, we might find a coffee shop. Niklas asked, did you get a new nail sticker from Minnie? I didn't, sorry. Actually I did. A few days ago she put one on my pinky, but it's gone. So I still have these two though. But I will ask her for a new one for tomorrow's stream. Kindergarten under the train tracks. I hope they've invested in decent soundproofing. Around here might have been where Lemmy joined me last time. I think we met somewhere around here. Let's see if I can get her to join me on a walk soon. It's been a long while since I met her. kids could really upset the train passengers. Yeah. I was thinking the other way around. I'm not sure how loud the trains are if you're right under the train tracks. Looks like it's really full of knowledge. Chuo line house, Koganei. I remember some of this was probably here last time. If these are like rental spaces. This looks like it's equipped with a proper kitchen. This diner looks pretty close though. Just past 1.5 hours of walking. Battery's down to 40% now. My gimbal is also complaining, giving me the yellow battery sign, meaning that less than half of the batteries remaining in the gimbal. Let's see how far we can make it today. Kind of want to try to make it to, yeah, Kokubunji would be nice. I don't know if you can see it, but there is kind of like a high-rise building in the quite far distance. I think that should be around Kokubunji station. Gimbal starts to say I'm on strike for the rest of the walk. Yeah, maybe. Even gimbals have emotions, which needs to be taken seriously, you know? Towards Musashi-Koganei. I wonder why there are two Musashi named stations. Actually, there's a lot of stations that has the name Musashi, and I think I asked myself the same question once upon a time and looked it up. If I remember correctly, Musashi is like the old name for the Tokyo area. Which doesn't really answer the question why suddenly the station starts using that name, but maybe someone can look it up. Maybe someone knows. Tells me Musashi has multiple meanings. Primarily, it refers to Miyamoto Musashi, a famous Japanese swordsman, philosopher and writer. It can also refer to Musashi Province, an old region of Japan. Additionally, Musashi can be a surname or a given name. Musashi Province, a historical region of Japan that encompasses parts of modern-day Tokyo, Saitama and Kanagawa prefectures. It was also known as Ushu. Yeah, I don't really feel that that answers the question why the stations are using Musashi. Musashi was more like the north part of Tokyo, I think. Right now, Saitama. Let's see. Sounds a little bit odd. I think this region was probably also included then. But maybe not like central part, maybe not central Tokyo. Here's a nice little bakery and cafe. Somewhat inviting, but not really like my ideal tea break place. I think we can find something better. Okay, I think we got an answer here in Japanese that might explain things. Let me see if I can read it for you. Yeah, but adding it is used to distinguish. 差別化してるんだと思ってました。Yeah, to kind of distinguish it. I guess Musashi-Koganei and then there's Koganei, right? So to kind of separate the two. But that also doesn't really answer the question why Musashi? Why not? Like, why that is so commonly used in that context, kind of what I'm curious about. Very close to Musashi-Koganei, but I have to zigzag a little bit here. Musashi was a legendary samurai warrior. Yeah, but I don't think that the train stations are named after him. I don't think it has anything to do with the swordsman. Ever see some house or building with vibrant colors in there, such as pink, shocking greens, or any other typical Asian country? There's occasionally there are buildings with vivid colors. That blue one over there is quite kind of stands out. We see pink houses from time to time as well, but you know, in Japanese culture, most people don't want to stand out, and I think that applies also to their houses. They don't want them to stand out too much, so probably these kind of more low-key color schemes are more popular. Here's a greenhouse, green, blue, green-ish. Actually, especially these ones, like the Apato, which is kind of lower standard, like cheaper rental housing usually. They can be, from time to time you see those in colors that kind of stands out. For those stations have Musashi in their names in reference to previous Musashi province. Yeah, that's kind of the answer that I knew, or that I had read as well. But it still doesn't really answer the fundamental question. Like we almost never hear Musashi being used in any other context. Why is it such a common addition to station names? Nice little shooting guy here. We're almost at the station. So we have 35% battery left. That should be enough to take us one more stop, which would indeed take us to Koganei. Koganei proper, that is, not Musashi-Koganei. Like close to Futako Tamagawa, there's a station called Mizunokuchi on the Deintoshi line, and next to that there's also a JR Nambu line station called Musashi Mizunokuchi. So it's not only here, like in this part. Mizunokuchi is kind of far, and it's not even in Tokyo. That's in Kanagawa Prefecture. It's used there too. We learned a lot about Tokyo and its surrounding history today. Yeah. So, yeah, one more stop. Musashi-Koganei now. Let's do one more. A little dash here. Yay! Musashi-Koganei. So here's this Nonowa, which was the name of that underground shopping street next to Kasai, like previous station as well. That extends all the way to here at branding. Musashi-Koganei. Nice building. It's relatively new. One more stop. Yes. One more stop. This stop is a little bit longer though. There was a lot of stops that was just 1.7 kilometers apart. From here to Kokubunji, 2.3 kilometers. So slightly longer. Long walk today, yay! Yeah. So far I walked 8.4 kilometers. So yeah, it will be about 10 kilometers today. A little bit more, actually. That's good. And then I have another 15-kilometer bike ride to look forward to. In order to get back home. So can I actually enter here? Oh, actually, I forgot to do a pink shorts review. There you go. All the fans of my pink shorts. There you have them. I think we'll be okay. Shades of pink shorts.
Yep.
That's what the pink shorts had started. Oh, did you? Yeah. It's my second time to do a pink shorts reveal today. Oh, that would be quite scandalous. Not as scandalous as this pretty sad playground. Donuts. It's closed. Mind a donut and a coffee otherwise. And you mentioned the nice weather you were having. Ah, I see. I see. Oh. It smelled like someone was cooking something with a lot of garlic. That made me hungry. Staying close to the train tracks, staying close to the Chuo line. No surprises there. Here's a Choshimaru, that's a sushi chain, kind of similar to Kurasushi and Sushiro. And actually yesterday on our way back from Kawaguchiko, we stopped at Choshimaru and had dinner. It was the first time for me to try that chain. They were pretty good, very reasonable prices and pretty good sushi. The only downside was like that every 5 minutes the chefs started yelling in like this mic connected to a kind of broken speaker. It was really noisy and loud, and they were like yelling about some special offer that they were doing today, which was, I didn't really like that aspect of it, but otherwise it was pretty good for being cheap sushi. cable that runs the Takao line. They also have a pretty extensive bus network in Western Tokyo. Slowly getting there, getting closer to no, Kokubunji, sorry. I keep mixing those up. I realize that. Stops here on the Chuo line are not too familiar to me. I never really lived out here. All the stations that's very well. I just know the names, but some of them do blend together. Like Kunitachi. I don't think I can name those stations in the right order. It's windy. Can you hear? Wind. Straight. There's actually a big train depot here, probably where a lot of the Chuo line trains go to take a nap when they're tired. So I can't get closer to the train tracks here. Continue this way, another block. Also, this building looks kind of interesting. Not too chilly to being wearing shorts. There's a warm wind. It's not too chilly for a Swede. It might be too chilly for some locals, but certainly not too chilly for me. Not now. It was a bit chilly when I left home this morning. I was like for a brief moment considering if I should go back and put on some long pants, but knowing that it would get warmer and also that I had a very long bike ride to endure, I knew that that would probably, keep me quite warm. So it's okay. But no, this is like Swedish summer weather. If this weather was in Sweden, then everybody would be wearing shorts. You see some trains over there? Probably stopping at the depot. What's the temp right now? Good question, Jari. It's currently 21 degrees, which is about as warm as it will get today. us Nordic people, 21 degrees is nice and warm. Let's say I'm getting a little bit tired now. I'm looking forward to reaching the next station and wrap up things. But let's see if we can manage to squeeze in a little coffee break before we end the stream. Battery's down to 25%, which is kind of the territory when I start to feel a little bit anxious. But knowing that we don't have too much. Wow, look at this. It's a nice building. I wonder if it's abandoned. It could be. I want to grab a photo. This side. There we go. A long walk again, yeah. That's what I have to do when I'm doing the Chuo line. And it takes me like an hour or even more just to get to the starting point of the walk. And it doesn't really make any sense if the walk is just an hour or even less. But yeah, almost 10 kilometers. And this is my bike ride. 1446 kilometers in 53 minutes. I wonder if I have time to go for another foot and leg massage after this. That would be nice. That would be nice. So yeah, 2 hours of walking just passed. 3 super chats so far. It's a little bit disappointing. So much counting steps as well. It is, yeah, but not separately, or maybe, not sure if it counts the steps for this walk. Specifically, it counts all the steps I've taken today, but that's not just for this walk. And it's 11,300 steps. Degrees is enough for you to wear a t-shirt. Yeah. I know. Especially when the first day of the year with like 15 degrees comes to the Nordics, then everybody wants to wear like a t-shirt. Everybody's so much looking forward to spring and summer. Okay, so I think I can walk down here, get a little bit closer to the train tracks. We're about halfway between Musashi-Koganei and Kokubunji now. Here's the train depot. Matthew. Have a grande. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Back to the train tracks. I think I need to, judging from the map, it looked like I should cross here. Wait, let me take a look at the map again. Maybe not. No, actually I should walk this way. Like I said before, that building is indeed at the station. So that's where we're heading. Oh, thank you, Slaw. Thank you very much. Contributing to the Bento Lunch Fund. Thank you, thank you. Good question. I have no idea. I'll see what I can find around the station. But I'm getting quite hungry, so I'm pretty sure it's the kind of feeling that whatever I'll eat, it will taste amazing. Which is what a good walk, a good workout tend to do to me. I just walked 10 kilometers since starting today's walk. It's not too far off. Let me see how the distance between the stations again. From Kichijoji to Kokubunji, it's about 9 kilometers. A little bit of overhead, since I'm not walking exactly the train tracks, but not a big difference. Smaller than I thought. We're not there yet. It's another kilometer. So maybe like I walked 11 to cover a 9-kilometer train track. What's the longest stream you've done? So the longest one I think was when I did the entire Yuri-Kamome train line, which is this like unmanned train line that runs across some islands in the Tokyo Bay. I think that's the longest stream I've done. Another child to contact Jenny. We haven't seen her for a while. No, but she posted on the Patreon not too long ago. Basically just that she was too busy to join the stream on that day. Didn't sound like there was anything wrong, but I'm also a little bit surprised actually. She used to be attending a very large percentage of my live streams, but now she hasn't been here for a while, so maybe I should check in on her. Yes, Yari, I'm not sure if it was 4 point something hours. I'm not sure if it was actually close to 5 or not, but it's over 4 hours. So quite a good walk. That Yuri Kamome live stream. Train tracks are that way, but I can't. I need to go follow this road a little bit longer. Back in the clay, we're talking about Jenny Skunk, who is one of my mods and who is usually very active here on the channel. But yeah, since I started this Chuo line walk last week, she hasn't really been around. She wasn't one of the streams last week, was she? Okay, maybe she was. School nearby. Pretty sure there's a school on the other side of this wall, judging from the sounds. Can you hear it as well? That looks like a Rakuten mobile base station. Okay, so I think I can turn here. Honestly, like those houses with no front yard, so easy to maintain. Yeah, I guess that's one of the upsides of owning a house in Japan. Usually the yards are so small that they don't require much maintenance. Battery's down to 50% now. But I am pretty close. Here, station's there. So I think we'll be okay. Godzilla evacuation. Come on. Happy school children playing is not. That's not anywhere near Godzilla sounds. But it sure seems like some people think that. Because it's been so many cases here in Japan where like playgrounds have had to close down just because the neighbors were complaining that the kids were too noisy. That's, to me, that's kind of pretty close to the definition of evil. Looks like a lot of kids are, I'm not sure if they're done with school or if they're just going for lunch break. Oh, I remember last time I did the Chuo line walk, I actually bought a drink there at that bagel shop. Let's cross here. This station area, this kind of slightly hilly part, it always reminds me a little bit of Italy for some reason. There's something with the geography here. Soon my battery's running out. Yeah, exactly. Japanese in particular should not be complaining about children making noise because they need children desperately. So desperately. Long stream today, over 2 hours and 15 minutes now. Not sure if we can walk down this way or if I should go next block instead. Looks like it doesn't matter, but looks like maybe next street might be more interesting. So let's go next street. Kids noise. Yeah, it's been so many, I don't know, but there's been several cases where different playgrounds have been forced to close just because the people living near them complained too much about the noise, so they had to remove the things that the kids actually play with. Like I said, to me that's pretty much the definition of evil. Will make you feel a little bit closer to Japan. It's very dense here. suddenly, even though we're so far out. They really did their best to squeeze the buildings as closely together as they could. Because everybody wants to live near the station. So yeah, as we're getting closer to the station, I guess I should start wrapping up today's stream. Hello Ray, are we there yet? So I've been walking for a little over 2 hours. It's been 11 kilometers. So, and we're just about to wrap things up here at, is it Koganei? Kokubunji? Koganei? Keep forgetting. I think Kokubunji. Yes, Kokubunji station here. So, pretty good walk today. Covered another 9 kilometers of the Chuo line. So we are currently, let me check. Kokubunji is 31 kilometers from Tokyo Station, where I started about 8 hours ago in this series. And we are of course walking to Takao, which is 53 kilometers. So that gives us what, 22 kilometers to go, which should be doable in 3 walks. 2 if I really push it, but not sure if I want to do that. We'll see. So there you have it. Station. Here's where I will wave goodbye to you. Hope you enjoyed this stream. I'm gonna go for a good lunch. Probably not here. But I'm sure I can find something nice. This is after all a pretty major station, so there should be plenty of restaurants around here. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one, which not sure if it will happen tomorrow, to be honest, because tomorrow I have a photo shoot in the far east of Tokyo, so it might be a little bit too much to start the day with another long walk here out in the west and then head to the shoot. But we never know. If not tomorrow, quite likely the day after tomorrow. Anyway, that's been it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye, hej då! Auf Wiedersehen und arigato. Tschüss!